Dylan, my man, thank you for coming on. How are you doing tonight?
What is up? How you guys doing?
Man, we're just blessed to have you, my brother. So listen, man, I got a question for you, Dylan. Last time we had you on this very podcast on In Off the Bench, you had not been shipped your most outstanding trophy. So tell me, do you have it now, number one, and where does it sit?
Dude, I got it. That thing was heavy. No, I got it back at home. My mama has it at her house. She put it on like a little pedestal over there. So I was like, oh, you get like I was gone in Arizona at spring training and she just set it all up in the house and I was like, you know what, just keep it. Just keep it there.
Is that the best trophy you've ever won? Individually, not
Yeah.
talking teams.
I mean, yeah, 100%. There's nothing compares to it. I mean, I got the MVP of Jupiter in high school, but no, that this trophy doesn't compare to anything. I mean, this is just a big accomplishment. Definitely a big blessing.
Absolutely.
If you had to give one back, the national
Okay,
championship ring or that trophy, which one would you give back?
they could keep the ring. They could, they could keep
uh,
the ring.
Oh my goodness. Would you
fair
expect an
enough.
answer, any kind of a different answer from Dylan? He keeps it real.
Yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough. So I do have to
I'm gonna
ask
be
you though,
honest.
on that same note, it used to be called the MVP trophy, and then they changed it to the MOP trophy. Does it matter to you what it's called?
Dude, as long as it says most outstanding or most valuable, that's all that matters.
Right. Well, not to like get on a somber topic off of that, but you just had surgery. So tell us what happened and also tell us kind of what the rehab looks like for you.
Yeah, I had surgery actually 1 week ago from today, last Wednesday. Flew to Texas, saw Dr. Meister. We ended up doing a thing called the hybrid Tommy John surgery. So ended up came out of surgery, everything looked great. We talked about it, and I'm just excited now to get back into the recovery stage and start rehabbing it. But just kind of during spring training, like my last outing of spring training before season was about to start. I was like in the fourth inning. I had one more inning left, and I just kind of felt something getting tighter and tighter. Nothing, no pop or anything like that. Just kind of felt tighter. I mean, I still had my velo, but I just then I kind of shut it down. Didn't go out for the fifth inning. Then I came back in. We rehabbed it for 2 months. Shut it down for a month, but then started rehabbing it. Got back on the mound. Got all the way back up on the mound, up to 93, 94. And then just one pitch later, just started aching again. So it was time for an MRI, and just revealed that it was just it's time. It had too many innings under its belt. It was time to just get a brand new one in my arm.
Yeah, 100%. So then I'm gonna ask you one more question before I turn you over to these guys, man. As a guy that's been on the mound, that's been in these moments, did you happen to see Chase Burns' celebration for Tennessee after that 102-mile-an-hour seed and back-to-back case?
So the funny part is, I saw it this morning. Actually, literally, I was scrolling through Instagram, and I was like, and all I see is a big like mouth open. And I was like, okay, what is this? Started watching it, and I thought it was fire. I mean, it's 102 at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And the second thing is you getting your guys out of that big jam.
exactly.
I did the same thing at Southern Miss when we were at Southern Miss last year.
Yeah.
I didn't go. I wasn't like that, but he taught me about a lot. But his looked good. His looked really good. But no, like I was sitting there, I gave up that foul ball that went the home run that just ended up going foul. Next pitch, I caved the dude. And it was bases loaded, came off the field. That's what I was doing. I mean, it's one of those things. You're just hyping up the crowd, hyping up your team.
Yeah, man, there's a chance to go to Omaha on the line. And like I said, you've been there. You've been to the top of the mountain, Dylan. So for people that haven't been in the moment, and let's be honest, these Twitter warriors that have a problem with a kid, and no disrespect, but he's a young man, young athlete that just had back-to-back Ks to end the inning with, like I said, with a chance to go to Omaha on the line in a hostile environment. I mean, why would anybody have a problem with that, Dylan? I don't understand.
I see that was a big thing. Like Coach B said last year, don't get into the Twitter. Don't get into it like as a player. So I never really got into it. I mean, I will say Tennessee I read a couple, and I did not like those. That's when that's when
Was
I
it me?
started deleting Twitter. I don't know who it was, but
No,
it was
it
probably
wasn't me, bro.
it was about 1,000 DMs after that game. But I think I deleted Instagram and Twitter for like 2 weeks just to get it off my mind and everything. But no, I mean, yeah, like that's what I do now. I just don't even look at Twitter and Instagram like what people say. Oh, are we good? Yeah, sorry. No, yeah, I don't even look at Instagram, Twitter, nothing like that. I just keep my head in the game, keep my head down, and just let my game do the work at the end of the day.
Man, that's Jim, there's no way you could do that. No.
Bro,
No.
folks are photoshopping my wife, bro. It's gone to a new level. That's why I need to follow like Dylan and get off this joker.
Dude, if Jim had a good game, he would get on there and there would be one negative comment, and that's all he would like surround himself with.
He would just sit there for an hour just talking about that one comment.
Randy
And
has
then
actually I was gonna say, Randy's called me out. He's like, bro, you go looking for the negative comments. He's like, you scroll and try to find the negatives and pull them out.
Facts.
I know. I saw you had my back though, Jim. I saw that on Twitter. Someone said something, I don't know, and I got tagged in it by you, first off. So you're the one that brought me into it too.
So thank you, and also F you.
Yeah.
But he got but the guy was talking, and then Jim just shut it down real quick, and I was like, okay, I see you.
I feel like the people who do the algorithms for Twitter, they go, hey guys, y'all want to see something funny? And they just throw negative comments at Jim just so he'll see it, just to see what will happen.
Man.
Oh, we got to start. I think I should just start doing that, making some fake Twitter accounts and doing it myself.
Don't do it. I got enough problems. Leave me alone.
This is going well. I like it.
All right.
I'll tell you what, Daniel. I got to make this comment. If you do that, I will not see you in New Orleans in a couple weeks. How about that?
Sheesh.
How about?
No, I don't know if that's like a blessing or it's like a bad thing. Like, I don't know.
Let's be clear. You need me to babysit you. Let's be clear, okay?
Yeah, true. That is true. That is true.
Jim,
we love a good babysitter.
If you're not first, you're last. That's all I'm gonna say. But Dylan, we brought you on really to kind of get an idea of where you're at and your progress. When can we look for you doing your thing again? What's the timeline? Do we know? Or what is your timeline?
Yeah, no, I started doing rehab today. I got out of the whole sling and everything, so I got some motion back in my arm. We're looking at 6-7 months until I start throwing again. And then they said I should be fully back by this time next year, throwing in games again. They said anywhere between 12 and 14 months, but they said I should make an appearance next year in the middle of the season.
Nice. Well, a lot of things to look forward to. I know it's a slow progress, but it looks like you're headed in the right direction, man.
Yeah, keeping a positive mindset about it. And, it's just now I get to fix a lot of things. My body, get to fix the way I eat. I get to fix the way how I pitch now. I could break down a lot more things, and I have the time on my hand to where I can fix everything I want to.
You get to be a student of the game again. That's
yeah.
Not often that you get to take a step back and slow things down and do that. But speaking
100%.
of the game, speaking of watching games, there's a lot of big games this weekend, man. We brought you on one to get you and get an update on you, but secondly, we want to see who you got this weekend. So
do we want to recap that I won the last week's picks with Evan Russell as our guest, or no? We want to slide on by that.
We're gonna slide past that.
I mean, that's
congratulations, man. Next subject.
I'm the most outstanding player of last week.
Way to go, man. Way to go. No, I'll give you this. 5 of 8 of your preseason picks to go to Omaha are going to Omaha. Congratulations, man. Over 50% of the field. You are the best of the best. You're so good at picking at the beginning of the season who's going to be there at the end.
I'm so good at this that I didn't go put my parlay in Sunday, and then it covered, and I would have won $2,300. And
we're gonna get to that philosophy when we do picks, because I have a theory here. But Dylan, the two brackets, you're looking at bracket 1, TCU, Oral Roberts, Florida, Virginia. Bracket 2, LSU, Wake Forest, Stanford, Tennessee. Looking at
the second bracket's tough.
Yeah, I think it's easy to say that second bracket is just powerhouses, with a Pac-12 team in there. And then the first bracket, I think, actually is probably going to be a lot more competitive than people think. But I think, I don't know, man. It's hard to see. We'll get through this.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Let's start with TCU and Oral Roberts.
Dude, the Oral Roberts is a dream team right now.
I'm telling you, man. So TCU has now become pretty hot as the season kind of worked its way to the end. And here they are. They're one of the hottest teams, playing very good baseball at the right time. But they're matched up with a team that's been hot all season. And I think they fly under the radar because of the conference they play in and the name that's on their jersey. But Oral Roberts has won 50 games, so it's no surprise that they're where they're at to me. But here's the thing: people are going to say what they've been saying about Oral Roberts. Well, let's see when they play somebody big. Let's see when they play somebody good. Well, here they are at the biggest stage that they can play in. They got TCU. Who are you taking, Dylan, in that matchup? TCU or Oral Roberts?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the team from Texas on this one. TCU definitely. I just think they're hot at the right time. Yes, Oral Roberts been hot all season, but I'm sorry, it's a big thing when you get on that stage. It's one of those things. Like, you played Oregon last week. Not a lot of fans. While you come to the College World Series, you're gonna get a lot of pressure, and I think TCU will handle that pressure very well. And I think they capitalize on pressure too.
Let me ask you this.
I was going to ask something. Go ahead.
So, obviously, going through the SEC and playing the competition through an SEC schedule and conference tournaments and then regionals and super regionals, is Omaha that much different than SEC play?
Fan base?
Or just the atmosphere and just like the pressure and just like the moment?
Not really. Now it depends where you play at. Obviously you go to South Carolina, stuff like that, where they don't get a lot of fans, but they get a decent. You go to like Tennessee, LSU, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. You go to those schools, it's like you're playing at the College World Series every weekend because of how many fans they get. So the atmosphere is always there. Now, College World Series, you're just competing for a lot more, so you have a lot more on your mind. But I mean, the fans are there in the SEC, so that's why when I say last year I was so prepared for it, throwing in the SEC for the College World Series. When I got to throw in that game, I usually have jitterbugs. I didn't have jitterbugs. I was a little nervous at the beginning, but as soon as the game started, everything washed out because it was just like I was throwing an SEC game again.
Yeah, that was the thing I was going to go with, Daniel, because he brought up Oregon and the crowd, and I was going to ask Dylan, just how appreciative he was to do in Swayze. Because to Randy's point, a shout out to all these teams setting new attendance records. They're doing what they need to do with their thing, but when their facilities, their attendance record is 4,300, and that's a midweek game at Ole Miss, right? How appreciative does it make you that you got to play at Swayze with that kind of crowd on the regular?
Yeah, no, I was so appreciative because when I got to pro ball, he threw in front of 2 fans, and I was sitting there.
And they were your parents, right?
No, someone else's. I was like, dude, no. But no, yeah, I mean, definitely, you're so appreciative of that of Ole Miss and their fans and Swayze's. I mean, it was insane what they brought and the amount of energy they've always brought, and they always stuck by you. So it was always a blessing to have that because it did prepare me for a lot.
Gotcha. So, Jim, on the same line, TCU and Oral Roberts. What's your take? Who you
take? No, what he was talking about, and it's very similar to what Ole Miss did last year, right? I mean, TCU's won 17 of 18. They got hot at the right time. They're swinging the stick. And, Oral Roberts is a great story, but, I mean, how can you pick against a team that's just on fire and didn't play in a lower conference? They've been playing the best of the best along the way, including knocking out Arkansas, who almost everybody had in Omaha. So you got to roll TCU.
Randy, who you got?
Yeah, along those same lines. I mean, Oral Roberts, I think if there's a team that's hotter than TCU right now, I think TCU, like you said, won 17 out of 18. But Oral Roberts just had a 21-game win streak snap. They've still won, I think, 23 out of 24. I mean, so you're talking about these are the two teams that are not going to get probably the least amount of attention in Omaha, but they're the two hottest teams that are there. And either one of them can beat any of these other teams on the right night. But I'm going TCU just because I think they have a little bit more in the tank.
Yeah.
Daniel, let me ask you a question. You're in Omaha, right? We always talk about the grow of the game, and because he was talking about least amount of attention. If you look at ticket prices, right? So it costs you at least $200 to watch Tennessee LSU. You can go watch TCU or Roberts for like $23. How do you not want to go in there and watch two teams who are playing to make it to the championship for $23? You don't get better. You go watch that's cheaper than the Redbirds.
Fan base.
For $23 after I've already got there, yeah, I'm gonna drop that. I'm there to watch.
That's
baseball.
why I'm going.
For sure. I mean, when will you ever most likely get a chance to see a 4 seed come in there and beat TCU? Because that's what's about to happen, boys. So Oral Roberts, I have decided that after TCU beat Indiana State, I don't really care to see them win anymore. And I've been on the Oral Roberts train as of late, so I'm going to stay on the Oral Roberts train. So I got them, and I think they're about to make some noise.
Are you going to tell our upcoming guest from TCU, Austin Davis, how you said you don't care about them winning anymore?
I will. I'll say, look here, Austin, let me explain something to you. How did that loss to Oral Roberts feel?
All right, I'm gonna keep you to that.
That'll be in the script.
Do that. All right. So that brings us to Florida and Virginia. So, Dylan, now, Florida and Virginia. Let me tell you something about Florida. Nobody on this podcast really cares about Florida. And I'll be honest, I don't really care about Virginia because I've been saying I don't think they're that good. And every weekend so far, they've proven me wrong. But I still don't think they're very good. So given that the Gators win part of the SEC regular season, they run through their regional, they win a super regional really convincingly. It wasn't even a task for them in 2 games versus a team like Virginia who has the clout, has the ability to be in Omaha every year. Now they're going up against a Gator team that's playing really well. Who would you take?
Actually, I watched the Virginia game last weekend. I was sitting there in the hotel. I mean, I was kind of bedridden, so I couldn't really do anything. I turned on the game, and I just love the way Virginia swings the bat. And I'm gonna ride with Virginia on this one. I really like the way they swing it. And the way they pitch it too. I mean, their pitch selections are like really good. So I'm a ride with Virginia on this one.
Jim, Virginia, Florida, what you got?
Oh, man, I hate this. And that's the only pick I got wrong last week because I refused to pick Florida. And as Randy said, he picked Florida because he likes being right more than he likes hating Florida. I can't get past their pitching at this point. They're that damn good. And for that reason, I'm going to say words that you've never heard before. I got Florida.
Wow. Randy, who you taking? You got Gators too?
I cannot remember the guy's name, so just forgive me. But the Virginia pitcher gave the second best live interview I've ever seen. And he was talking about the Dippin' Dots, and he almost took Dippin' Dots. The best interview I've ever seen was Dylan Delucia after the Tennessee game. But that's a story for another day. But Dylan, sorry, I had to throw that in.
Coming.
But that's also why you deleted Twitter and Instagram. Anyway, So, but I do think that, and it's more than just Florida's pitching to me. I think they have the best shortstop in the country. I think that Rivera is absolute money cags. I mean, go all the way down the line. They're as good as advertised. And for these reasons, give me the Cavaliers because I do think they're that good. Like Dylan said, I think they're swinging a hot bat. Their pitching is hot when they need it to be. When you look at their pitching numbers overall, that team's got some arms in there. They got a lot of bats, but they got arms when they need it. Give me Virginia in the upset, baby.
Here's the thing I'll tell
I
you,
like it.
Randy, because
I like it a lot.
we're not picking on down the road. If they do get past Sproat, whoever gets Waldrop in the losers bracket, get ready to go home.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
The staff is deep.
True.
And throw Cags in there, and if he's having a good day,
I'm just saying the loser of TCU or Roberts, if Florida in fact loses, they better go ahead and pack their bags because Waldrop is dealing.
Well, he's got to be the guy that was throwing lights out against South Carolina, because if he's not, then they're suspect in my opinion. So y'all know that
With Oral Roberts.
Yeah. Well, did you guys know Waldrop was at Southern Miss last year?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ole Miss definitely knows that.
I mean,
Yeah, we knew. I knew.
unbelievable.
You did say that to Dylan. You do realize they smoked them in Super Regional.
Smoke them
right?
fools.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Randy. I bring that up to ask you, would he have made a difference for Southern Miss?
Let me tell you something, Daniel Ball. He would have made no difference because we took Tanner Hall to the woodshed. Zane didn't. He looks 12. He hits balls 380, 400.
He
I hate Tennessee fans.
I'm glad they changed his nickname because, they were calling him the Babyface Killer, which is the name I gave Brady Tiger. They now call him the Babyface Assassin. I'm glad they got off that because I had copyright infringement ready to go.
Thank you, Alabama, for not knowing what to do with an all-SEC Zane Denton. We sure know what to do with him. Put him on third, put him in the middle of the lineup, and he just drops bombs.
They're like, oh, look at this little guy coming up here.
Kaboom!
Yeah, I was impressed by Florida, and I hate to say that, but I was impressed by them this past weekend. They hung tough in the first game and won it, and they really just on the mound just dominated game 2. But they had timely hits, they had home runs when they needed it, they had great pitching. So I mean, they done it all. So I think they're going to continue the trend. I think they beat Virginia. That's my pick. That brings us to Wake Forest, the #1 overall seed in Stanford. Wake Forest can pitch it, can swing it for sure. Stanford is that team that you look up every year and they're in Omaha. You don't know how they got there. You don't know who they played, but there they are once again. Here they are again, taking on the #1 overall seed Wake Forest. Dylan, who you taking?
Dude, I'm going underdog. I like Stanford. I mean, they've had a lot of rough times in Omaha, especially last year and stuff. I really do think this year they turn it around, and I think they win that first game. I don't think they win it all. I don't. I think they kind of end up coming short again, but I definitely think they win this first game. I think they come out hot.
Let me tell you something. You may not have got a chance to watch them play, but they give up a lot of leads. They give up a lot of leads. And a team like Wake Forest, if you give up a lead, you're not going to get it back.
I watched them. I watched Wake Forest. I know. I saw it.
But
I like Stanford.
I do like your underdog story and like the feel good. I got it. It's Omaha. Like that's just I got it. Like I feel it. So
yeah, since I didn't take Oral Roberts, I got to take someone else. I got to take another.
So you're gonna go with Stanford. Well,
I'm going with Stanford.
So instead of taking a team that's won 50 games that really probably has the best shot to beat the team that they're playing, you're gonna take the worst team in the field against the best.
I like it.
100%. That's some Ole Miss stuff from last year right there. That's what we like. Underdog stories.
Dylan living in the past, Delucia. Man, that is good stuff. Good stuff. Obviously you can tell I'm not a proponent for Stanford. I'm taking Wake Forest. Jim, who are you taking?
First, I got a question.
I think everybody
takes. Yeah, well, I got a question.
Everybody takes Wake Forest.
Quinn Matthews threw 158 pitches for Stanford. me and Daniel were having this discussion earlier. For you, Dylan, can you go on 6 days rest after throwing 158 pitches? You personally?
Not right now.
Shit, I basically did it in Omaha.
All
I
right.
threw 100. I threw 126, and then I threw 113 complete game versus Arkansas.
Well, I think your greatest achievement was in Baton Rouge, throwing 40 pitches in the weather delay, and then coming back the next day and actually shoving it down our throat. That was actually more impressive. But
I mean, look what happened.
It's also what's in his future.
Yeah, no doubt. I just asked that because he's a pitching possibility. No, I actually went to Winston-Salem and watched them play, Dylan. We've had 4 guests of that show. They are actually all the dudes who hit all the bombs. Rake Forest is going to absolutely tee off because Stanford's pitching is only decent, and they're going to have Rhett Lauder on the mound, who is 15-0 on the season. I think they absolutely demolish him. It could be similar, because Dylan brought it up, to the 17-2 beating they took from Arkansas to start Omaha last year.
Yeah.
That makes the story even better for you, Dylan, is they have the opportunity to give a dude his first loss.
Yeah,
It does.
It makes everything so much better.
I mean,
I'm not praying on the downfall, but there it is.
There you go. Randy, who are you taking?
So I'm taking Wake, and I'm going to tell you why. For one, Stanford probably shouldn't even be there. Ball gets lost in the crappy lighting out there in California.
Oh, no, don't do that, because game 1 they
Here we
gave
go.
it away.
Don't do that.
Listen,
they gave it away.
Texas. It was a great hit.
Great hit. They got 5 runs on 1 hit, 3 walks.
This is my monologue here. Wake Forest. Let me read some numbers to you. You know I'm a numbers guy. They averaged 9.5 runs a game. That's 4th in the country. They're 309 batting average, 19th in the country. And let's just get to Stanford. Jim, you said they were decent. They're not even that. Their ERA as a staff is 5.75. That's 130th. Let me tell you another thing. Their fielding percentage on defense, they're mid. They're 112th in the country in defensive fielding percentage, 972. I mean, I don't see – look, Stanford scrappy, love the story, perseverance, all that other jazz. But they're running into a team that is focused. They're hot. They're also the best team. They've been the best team for a long time. Wake Forest they're gonna absolutely murder Stanford.
You know what's funny? If you look at who they beat in regionals and super regionals, Randy, I actually think they still have no top 25 victories, if I'm not mistaken.
They don't.
They had none coming into the postseason because they got the host, and then they got Texas, who wasn't ranked.
I feel like, Randy, you were going in hard to set up and that's why I'm taking Stanford.
I thought about it.
That brings
the answer.
No, man, you done set up this Disney movie.
I'll make it. That's what Cinderella, baby. This is a Cinderella story.
If Stanford wins, though, you got all the receipts.
Yep, for sure. I'll come on here and I'll tell you I was wrong. And I'll give you credit.
Daniel, you got the ultimate bragging rights because you picked Oral Roberts to get here before postseason started, and you are the only person in America I can find that did that.
I was getting Oral before it was cool.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Oral late night magic.
Do that.
Okay.
Yep. You know. All right, Tennessee, LSU. Dylan, for you being an Ole Miss guy, it's probably hard to pick any other SEC school, but you gotta pick between the two. Tennessee is really, I don't know. Randy can probably tell you better than I can, but I feel like their pitching is coming around. The hitting is coming around. They're, to me, not inconsistent, but not like, I think they're just a different team than what they were last year. And I think people still have that team last year in the back of their head. But LSU is, flat good. They can hit it. They got top prospect probably in the draft. I don't see anybody
better than two the top prospects in the draft. Yeah.
Yeah, it's those two guys. I don't see anybody going. Maybe, but two top prospects, and one of them is going to be on the bump. The other one's going to be playing. So I'll ask you, man, who you like, Tennessee or LSU?
I'm taking LSU. I really like LSU, and especially with him on the bump. I mean, dude, he looks good. He looks great,
Just to
and
be clear,
I think this is where he excels. He excels here.
Yeah, no, just to be clear, Dylan, he went. Me and Randy were there when Tennessee and LSU played this year in the regular season. He went 7 innings, only gave up 1 earned run with 12 K. So I feel like he's definitely ready to do it again.
I think Tennessee's out in 2. Sheesh.
Ooh. You don't
I
even
mean,
gotta
I
ask
already
me,
beat
Daniel.
LSU, so I don't really care.
Me and Randy just did another show before we came on here. I already picked LSU. He knows what my score is and everything. I'm done.
Man, I guess since you guys are the fans here, I'll go ahead and pick mine and get it out of the way. Given what I saw in Super Regionals, I think Tennessee is starting to figure out who they are. I think they have a small chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to win. I do. I think Tennessee is going to win. Give me Tennessee.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. You got a horrible bracket.
Wow.
Says the guy that picked Stanford.
Oh, so, okay.
At least I could fill out a bracket.
Oh,
Damn.
damn.
I got an oil change today, and they're like, "Hey, can you please sign?" I was like,
Yes.
I grabbed the left hand. I was like this. And she was like, never mind. You could just go." I was like, "Thanks."
That was actually funny, Daniel. When I got the Bill Smith sent me the Pico Cone bell after we had him on, or Pico Con after we had him on. He signed it with his offhand, and his mom told me, he goes, that's an extra special one because you got an offhanded signature. I was like,
Yeah,
it's a rare one.
Collector's edition. All right,
Collectors.
Jim, Randy, who's going first here?
Jim can go last because he's got some. Well, we already know each other's picks. Listen, when you talk about a Cinderella story, when you talk about a team that mimics the Ole Miss team of last year, a team that even had a exact same record, 15 games into the SEC schedule this year, 5-10, a team that's getting hot at the right time, that's persevered through a lot of weather delays, like Ole Miss did last year in Coral Gables and Hattiesburg. Same kind of thing happened. Marathon games, huge hits and big moments, and elite pitching, just like Dylan Delucia did last year. Between Chase Dolander, Drew Beam, Chase Burns, Camden, all these guys, this is the team. I feel like if there's a team that mirrors what Ole Miss did last year, it is this Tennessee team. Came in this year, ranked in the top 3 in almost everybody's polls, fell out at one point, kind of made their way back in. This Tennessee team is it. Battled a lot of adversity, but here they are in the final 8.
I like it. I like it a lot.
All right, Jim, here's your chance. Rebuttal.
I just think it's a shame that you all got to be wrong, dude.
Who's wrong?
Did you take
everybody's
LSU?
right
He took
right
LSU.
now.
He took LSU.
I took LSU.
Okay, well, he was sitting there like, giving Randy all the head nods and whatever. No,
I was giving the head nods back because he was, he hyped me up for a sec. So I was like,
Paul Skeens is gonna absolutely shove it down their throat, dude, and LSU is going to take care of business again. I'm not worried about this at all, Daniel. I've thought about it a lot, and yeah, it's just I even picked a repeat score the first time they matched up. I'm going with a 5-2 victory. I might even pick the same guy for a bomb. I'm gonna go Gavin Dugas, the 5-year senior, the go-ahead bomb. Just lock it all up.
Randy, I'll ask you the question. What does Tennessee have to do to beat those guys?
Get Paul Skeens out of the game. Simple as that. I don't think you're going to hit him out of the game. You got to get him out on a pitch count or something. But like I said on the earlier pod, Jay Johnson has proven that he'll throw Paul Skeens into the 120s, probably even into the 130s in Omaha. But if Tennessee can get to that suspect bullpen, game on, baby, because I like Tennessee's arm depth a lot better.
Daniel, I'll tell you this. We were talking about upcoming guests. I said you got to talk to Austin Davis. Well, episode 1 is Andrew Lindsay, the starter for Tennessee. And I can't wait episode 1 to bring up how LSU put up a 5 spot on them. You know what I'm saying?
Do you realize, Jim, that we could start season 8, and I'm giving everybody a little sneak peek. behind the curtain of season 8. Episode 1, we could start with a potential national champion.
You can with 1, 2, and 3. They're all in the field.
I mean, it's crazy. Crazy. Great job, man, getting guests.
I appreciate it.
You lit it up, man. All right, let's look at bracket 1. Now we got to get down to the nitty-gritty here, Dylan. Bracket 1, TCU, Oral Roberts, Florida, Virginia. You obviously have TCU beating Oral Roberts in the first game, so it's going to be really hard. I don't think you're going to take Oral Roberts to lose the first one and come out of the bracket. So who you taking, TCU, Oral Roberts, Florida, or Virginia to win that bracket?
I think so. I think the way Florida's set up and everything, I really like Florida winning that bracket. I think they will. I think they lose the first game. I do. I just like the way Virginia plays, but I think their pitching comes back along, and I think their hitting comes back along, and I think they end up making a little miracle run after that first game.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let me flip it on you. Bracket 2. LSU, Wake Forest, Stanford, Tennessee. Who's coming out of bracket 2?
That's just the hardest bracket. I mean, you got powerhouse teams that are just, sheesh. Dude, I don't know. I'm thinking, repping it right now.
I mean, you got Stanford and LSU winning game 1.
I'm in between two. I really am. I'm in between. Tennessee. I think they have a potential chance of coming back. I do. But I really do like LSU. I don't think Stanford, like I said earlier in the podcast, I don't think Stanford makes it. I think they win that first game. I don't think they go on though. I think LSU. I think LSU goes to the championship. I really do.
All right, Jim. Bracket 1, TCU, Oral Roberts, Florida, Virginia. Who's coming out?
Just to be clear, he picked a rematch of the 2017 College World Series where Florida unfortunately beat LSU. Just want to bring that up. Give me TCU because I picked Florida to win one game, but I can't do any. I can't pick them to go. I just can't. It hurt my mouth too much to even say.
All right. Bracket 2, LSU, Wake Forest, Stanford, Tennessee. Who you got?
LSU.
LSU.
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see the posters behind me? Damn it.
Yeah, you see, you're wearing all purple.
I got a Trey Morgan in off the bench shirt on. I got an LSU hat. I got LSU posters. But hey, your ball is signed in the middle of that center case, so feel great.
I better be in the middle.
All right, Randy. TCU, Oral Roberts, Florida, Virginia.
Florida.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Did that hurt at all to say?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a little verklempt right now.
All right, bracket 2, LSU, Wake
Tennessee.
Forest.
Tennessee. Industry.
Oh,
Tennessee.
Here we go.
Come on.
Here we go.
Dylan, if there's one thing we can value in Omaha, it's arms, baby. Nobody other than
it's Tennessee and LSU. I think it's
agree.
Tennessee versus LSU.
100% agree with you. I just think that if you get past Paul Skeens, give me Tennessee staff all day, every day. He's the best pitcher in the country.
Yep. All right.
I like it.
For me, y'all know where I stand. It's Oral Roberts till I die. Give me Oral Roberts coming out of bracket 1. Give me Wake Forest coming out of bracket 2. And I'm shocked that you guys don't believe in Wake Forest. Y'all getting blinded by your best teams.
I don't believe in Wake Forest.
I just think the SEC is there. I just do.
I value and pride myself on being right, and I picked Mississippi State in 2021 preseason. I picked Ole Miss in 22 preseason, and I picked LSU. They're going to call me Nostradamus after this shit because I'm going to go 3 for 3 since we started this podcast preseason.
Well, you should have put a parlay in. Jeez.
Oh, don't.
No. I do got to bring that one up. I do got to bring that one up. No, I do got to bring that one up because you guys don't even know about that. Dylan, I got a friend, Casey. Before college baseball season started, he knows nothing about it. He goes, give me who you would bet on. Look at the odds. Anyway, you and Tennessee were both a plus 2,500 at the time because it wasn't right when the season started. It was after a few weeks. And anyway, he only bet Tennessee and didn't bet Ole Miss, and Ole Miss went on. And I said, dude, bet both of them.
Well, There's that.
Sheesh.
All right.
There's that. Well, Tennessee got Millie-whomped by Notre Dame. Sorry.
It's a new year. We're not dwelling on the past.
I just wanted to
all
say
about
it.
the now.
I just wanted to say it.
All right, Dylan, we got to get down to a champion. Florida, LSU. Who you got?
Dude,
This hurts to say.
I think it depends if he comes back after. If he comes,
For the first time in college baseball history, the World Series has ended in a tie.
No, he's saying if Paul Skeens,
if Sneeds comes back, yeah. If he comes back, they win
100%
game
coming
one,
back.
they win it.
Yeah.
Why would he not?
No, I'm saying, does he come back for that game one? I think yes. If he comes back for game one, then yes.
Yeah.
I'm a ride with LSU. I really am. If he comes back game one, they win the College World Series. It could be like he had to throw like I did last year on Arkansas, and they got to go to a game 3. Then it's like, they could lose the first 2 games of UF. Like that's what I was thinking. It's one of those things. Like, hey, like I was down. The first game we ended up winning, so I had all the weight lifted off my shoulder last year. And the second game, honestly, if the catcher didn't get mixed up, we probably, glad it didn't turn out that way. We'd probably lose that game, though. I mean, 2 runs came in because the catcher got mixed up last year. And I'm sitting there, and Coach B looked at me last year in the middle of the inning. He's like, "Hey, get ready for tomorrow." I was putting my cleats on to go throw flat ground that inning.
Him and Nolan was the best pitching showdown of the entire postseason, hands down.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I mean, if you get him back, LSU wins it. Yes, I do. You just have to get him back.
We're pitching Skeens every game, Daniel. Every game.
All right, Jim.
Would not surprise me.
There's going to be.
I can see it.
There's a lot of purple in your championship game here, Jim. TCU, LSU. Who you got?
LSU, man. Till I die.
Wow.
He just likes purple.
What a homer pick that is.
That's a cool pick.
What?
Way to make it
what was I
interesting,
supposed to
Jim.
do? What was I supposed to do?
Well,
You just want to copy me.
Randy's going to do the same thing. So
You're damn right, because nothing means nothing, brother.
That's right. Nothing means nothing, and there's no way in hell that you could come back on this podcast or even show your face if you didn't pick Tennessee over Florida.
Let me tell you something right now, brother. Tennessee's beating Florida in 2. It's over in 2.
Just want to remind everybody that Florida swept Tennessee effortlessly in the regular season, but that's neither here nor
Did
there.
they? Did they, Jim?
Yeah.
No, they did not. No sweeps.
They not sweep
No.
y'all?
No.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
All right.
We got swept by Arkansas and Missouri, bro. That's it.
Damn,
Missouri.
Missouri. Sheesh.
He said, "See, damn."
Speaking of sweeps, it was a good visit to Oxford. But anyways, what I was saying was, Tennessee,
You're right. Y'all got game 3, 14-2. Y'all actually run ruled. You're correct.
Run ruled them. We did. But I got Tennessee, and again, it's just going to be on the depth. I think that I think Tennessee drops a game somewhere, and that's where the bullpen's going to come into play. And I think that Tony Vitello, Frank Anderson, Elander have more arms at their disposal than any team, probably not named Wake Forest, that you trust.
All right, so for me, I got Oral Roberts, Wake Forest, and Jim, I got to ask you a couple questions. When you have thought about betting parlays and you did not bet them, what ended up happening?
Oh, I know where you're going with this. They happened.
Correct.
They win.
What?
No, he's going somewhere with this, Dylan.
What did you at the beginning of the season? We talked about betting one team to win it all. Who was that?
Wake Forest, who was getting a ridiculous plus 4,000.
Let me ask you this: Did you
Wait,
ever
this year?
Yes, they were not. They were not ranked highly like we got them.
And so, Jim, did you ever make that bet on Wake Forest?
Y'all never sent me the money.
So you don't trust. So what you're saying is, in the 30 years that I've known you, you don't trust me to send you money when you make a bet for me.
I do. I just didn't think y'all were serious about making the bet because y'all didn't send me the money.
You know, But long story short, did you end up making a bet?
No, so let me ask you this: if Wake
And-
Forest wins it all, are you going to throw it in my face that we're not splitting $4,000?
Of course I am.
Yes, I would.
I'm
You
going to
better
get
come
my
up with
$2,000 worth of shit talking from it for sure.
You know what the worst part is? I told Nick Kurtz, our last Wake Forest guest, that I made the bet. I just flat lied.
So for me, it's Wake Forest. It's a team that I've had ranked number 1 for the whole season. It's a team that I believed at the beginning when we were getting odds that I thought they were good enough to win it, and they're showing why they're good enough to win it. So for me not to stick with them, that would just be silly. So I'm taking Wake Forest, number 1 overall seed.
No Oral Roberts.
So first time since 1999, you say, Daniel, the number 1 overall seed is going to take it.
That's right.
First will be lifted.
Hey, it's done, because there's a lot of times where you guys ask me about that, and what do I tell you? I just tell you, win games, be number 1. Doesn't matter. It don't matter.
It's harder than you think.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't have a national championship as a player, so I don't know what it's like to win one, but I can only imagine it is very difficult. Baseball is probably the hardest sport to win it all, and to stay consistent over time and to be one of the best teams, if not the best team, throughout this course of the regular season and continue it through postseason. Almost impossible task, but the Demon Deacons are up for it. So that's what I got. All right, Jim, anything for Dylan before we cut him loose?
No, man, I'll see him in July in New Orleans. We can talk about anything off air.
Randy,
Yeah, we
anything for
can.
Dylan?
Speedy recovery, my brother.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Dylan, anything you need to plug or promote? Where can people keep up with you, man? I know you're a busy dude.
I know. I need to get back on Instagram and start posting some stuff. I haven't been up to anything lately. But I don't know.
You posted getting drafted. That was all you needed to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just enjoying life at the high right now. I mean, just trying to get healthy though, and we're pretty close. We'll be there pretty soon. Right now Jim's throwing harder than me, but I think I can still throw harder than him.
I probably still can't throw harder than you. I'm just gonna keep it honest.
Well,
also Tennessee fans I really hate. I just want to throw that one out there again. They're very rude.
This is story time with Dylan.
Thank you for coming to his TED Talk.
Do not piss off Tennessee fans. They will slide in your DMs.
That's what I'm wondering here. You said you're going to get back on social media just in time to go after Tennessee, who's going to be all over you. Not well played.
Dylan, I got your back, bro. If they say something to you, I got you.
I think
I appreciate it.
Jim's gonna edit that clip out, and he's gonna put it on Twitter.
I want him to feel that smoke. I want him to feel that smoke I did.
Nobody's felt the smoke like Dylan after his interview last year. That dude got blown thousands.
All I know is, Dylan, an Ole Miss fan said that Chase Burns with his throat slash was promoting school shootings. That's how he correlated it. I just want you to know that on Twitter. Randy was like, "We're getting way off topic here. I don't know. I don't know where you're going and how you correlated those two." But that's what
I look. Yeah, that's just over. That is no, that's not true. No. But I will say I had it the worst. I had like 3,000 DMs from Tennessee fans, all telling me to off myself.
My.
That's terrible.
Like I had so many of that, and yeah, I mean, you're sitting here wearing a Tennessee hat too. Gosh.
Hey, look, man, it wasn't me, Dylan. You came on our podcast after that. I did nothing but give you the love, baby. I gave you the flowers.
That is true.
We can't look.
And I was like, I got it the worst though. You think Jim gets it worse? Sheesh.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. It wasn't me though, baby. I got nothing but love for you.
All right, Dylan, dude, we're gonna let you run, man. We'd love to have you back once, we'll let you have some time, get you rehab sessions in, but as you get closer to getting back on the bump, come on, we'll talk about it.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me. LSU gonna win it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Dylan Delucia. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to recap all of Super Regionals. We got so much to unpack, so much to talk about. And we'll see you here in a few minutes.